is Senior Advisor for Public Sector at Senzing. It's great to see you. Thanks for joining me, Will. One of the big challenges I keep hearing about at events like this is innovation is on one track speed-wise, acquisition is on another track speed-wise, much farther behind the innovation. What have you seen be successful to try to sync those tracks up?
Well, in our case, what we're trying to do is help get to results when doing analytics. When you're in this community and you're looking for people and fraud and bad guys, you want to onboard data as quickly as possible. So you need to go through the acquisition speed, but then you got to onboard the data. So Senzing is an any resolution company. We help people understand who's who and who's related to who in data. But what we do is because we don't have a machine learning model where you have to train everything, all of our bringing data on board is real time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. The advantage to that seems pretty obvious to the end user because they can use this stuff the minute they see it.
Yeah, a lot of our competitors will literally take months to onboard a data set. We can do it in hours or days, depending on it. As an example, we want our data in what we call sensing compliant JSON, which basically is a form that our software understands. And then then you can onboard real time as soon as it's in that format. So we have a lot of people that publish data in that format. So then it's real easy to onboard data, and that's a big advantage for us. And at the end of the day, it's for the mission, bring data on board quickly, get to results so they can see that where the needle in the needle stack is.
Yeah. How has that ability to get that data to the person that needs it changed as the proliferation of data has increased and as the types of things that people want to manage has increased?
Well, as you can imagine, massive amounts of data. We're talking about billions of data records. And so we had to focus our technology on scaling out, scaling up in the cloud or on-prem and help them get billions instead of millions. You know, 20 years ago, it was 10 million. Now it's 10 billion. And so we really focused our innovation on speed of acquisition of data so that we could get to results.
Does it matter where the person consuming the data is consuming the data? I'm referring to the discussion around edge computing and edge data.
Well, most of the stuff we're doing is very large scale, which wouldn't be at the edge. It'd be more in the core. But what happens is a lot of times they'll bring the data from the edge in, we'll resolve it, and then we'll either share with the results or they can query the results even from remote.
What are the biggest obstacles that people are running into in analyzing, parsing all of this data that they're getting?
Well, the challenges are across language, across different countries, everybody has a lot of data, but it's all in different formats. And so the challenge is getting it into a form that's consumable, and especially when you've got a bunch of different phone numbers are in different formats, email addresses, names. People use different names, they use aliases. That's really where Sensing comes in because we resolve that and disambiguate it across all different, well, not all different languages, but quite a few languages.
Yes. The challenges that people continue to discuss over time, especially regarding that acquisition versus innovation track that we talked about earlier, are really getting from the requirements to the delivery. What have you seen to help close that loop?
Well, the best example I could give was we had a user conference last year, and the founder of opensanctions.org got in front of some of the community and said, "Hey, look, you can now download our data in Senzing format." And while they were on stage, somebody from this community onboarded the data, got to results while he was still up presenting. So innovation really was how we got to where we are to do things differently, do it at scale. We say human smart at scale, but then deliver it in a format so that people can onboard data and get to results.
What's over the horizon for people in this room and people in this community that maybe they're not faced with today, but is coming down the pike and they should start to be aware of?
There's so much data becoming available. Like I just met a new company that has a bunch of data from countries in Africa as an example. So you're going to just start seeing more and more data being published from a lot of different countries or even internal to the United States as well.